Hey guys, and welcome back to TEW. If you missed the last episode, we are of course Classic Championship Wrestling. Now before we jump into the episode, I want to say a big thank you to all the members of the channel. So thank you to Genevieve Sweet, and don't forget if you want to become a member to the channel to support us, you can for less than a cup of coffee a month, and it gives you early access to episodes such as this. Now one more note before we jump in, I do want to warn you guys, unfortunately I've been suffering with a lot of migraines this week, so this is going to be a very short episode, but I did want to just get one out to, make sure you guys realise I haven't forgotten about this series. It's just, we are struggling a little bit. So, with that being said, let's check out our last few shows by going to show history, just here. And we had Valkyrie defeat Gigi Ray. Kathy Kelly interviewed The Circus, who re-debuted. Tekla defeated Rebel Kel. The Circus, Eric Cannon, Kerry Awful, and Tyler Bateman, alongside Gia Miller, defeated Brian Vecchio, Cyril Hupp, and Jeffrey Barry. Kevin Blackwood defeated Hoodfoot. Brother Devon had enough and booked Kevin Blackwood and Chris Ridgway into the tag team tournament, stating that they had to win, otherwise Kevin Blackwood would be stripped of the World Heavyweight title and Chris Ridgway would be unable to compete for it. And then he announced that their first match would be up next against the Cook brothers, in which Blackwood and Ridgway won. Suzuki defeated Kenzie Page. Prawn Patrol decided that they needed to make a new plan to try and figure out Lycos 2's identity. The Pack, who debuted on that episode, alongside Ricky Knight Jr., defeated Uncle Blanc and Takumi Baba, and in the post-show, Hanako defeated Lisa Hall. At Beach Bash, we had Serena Deeb defeat Session Moth Martina and Xia Zhao. Ricky Knight Jr. said he hadn't forgotten about Baba or the title. The Circus of Eric Cannon, Kerry Awful, and Tyler Bateman defeated Adrian Ortiz and Prawn Patrol. The Disciples, the splinter off of the Circus, which is Drexel and Crazy Steve, would debut again and attack the Circus. Femme Fatale defeated the Hall Sisters. Lycos Jim defeated Violence Is Forever. Kathy Kelly interviewed both Lycos Jim and Ridgway and Blackwood, who are in the finals of the tag tournament. Takumi Baba defeated Cody Chun, and in the main event, Valkyrie defeated Suzu Suzuki, Thekla, and Kenzie Page to retain the women's world title. At the next show, we had Xia Zhao defeat Alex Garcia. The Circus and the Disciples clashed, in which Ernie Del Bendito, or however you say his name, would debut on the side of the Disciples. Pac defeated Takumi Baba. Swoggle had replica masks for Lycos 2 to try and get the Prawn Patrol to wear to trick Kid Lycos into believing they were the real thing. Ultrasonic defeated JJ Garrett, LSG. Femme Fatale claimed that they would use the numbers advantage tonight to get the upper hand. Blanc defeated Ryzen. Kenzie Page defeated Suzuki, Valkyrie, Gigi Ray, Rebecca, and Tekla in a 6-woman match. Obviously, all three members of Femme Fatale in that match, helping Kenzie Page win. And Chris Ridgway and Kevin Blackwood would defeat Lycos Jim to earn themselves a tag team title match. And that Test of Wills, Pac defeated Cody Chun. Lycos Jim defeated Ace Romero and KTB. We had Chris Ridgway and Kevin Blackwood face off with Sonico and Radar, or Ultramite Sonic I should say, in a promo, in which essentially Ridgway was, we're going to win by all means necessary. Blackwood, friends with Sonico and Radar, as you'll know by now, very much like, I'm sorry we're in this position. Infamy defeated the American Guns. Swoggle asked Kazan to put on the Lycos mask, but he had lost it. Takumi Baba defeated Ricky Knight Jr. to retain the Junior World Heavyweight title. Valkyrie planned to retain her title in the Iron Woman match tonight. Chris Ridgway and Kevin Blackwood would defeat Ultrasonic to win the tag team titles, with Ridgway cheating to win. And in the main event, in a 30-minute Iron Man match, Valkyrie would defeat Suzuki, Thekla, and Kenzie Page to retain her women's world title. And that brings us to now. So, let's just go over our titles quick. You can see our current prestige for our women's title is a 46. The heavyweight is currently sitting at 44. The junior at 42. And the tag team titles at 31. So, with that being said, you know how this will go. We'll skip through any news that isn't that interesting, anything else we'll talk about. And if not, I'll see you at the show. Okay, so one thing I do want to do is I kind of want to take D'Lo off of colour commentary. And I think I have his replacement. I think I'm going to bring in Carl Anderson as the colour commentator. and we'll see how he fares, because I can see him being a really good colour commentator, so that's the plan there. And in huge news, Kenny Omega has agreed a deal with the WWE. AEW were releasing him. I was actually going to try and bring him in, but WWE have swooped in and they are signing him, so he'll be very interesting to see how he does over there. In other news, Eddie Kingston's had an offer by All Japan. Is he still with AEW? Let's have a little look. When it loads. He's not. Interesting. Should we bring him in for one match? Yeah, let's bring Eddie Kingston in for one match. Why not? Okay, it's time for our first show of the episode, and I've given people the night off already to avoid some spoilers. So let's get this booked, and we're going to go to the Midwest for this first show. So we're going to the Trio Reek. Automatic selection, get ourselves on everything possible. Booking team, we're going to hold off. Our booking score isn't... I need to get D'Lo off. I need to bring in someone who's got a good booking skill. Maybe like Gail Kim or something. Locker room. Wants to hang out backstage. Okay, we'll use EJ Najuka. Hope that's how you say it. We did training for Rebel Kel, Gigi Ray, and Ida Bradley, as well as training for Cajun Crawdad. Ernie El Bendito brightened the backstage area by being simply cheerful and fun to be around. I'm really glad we have him available now. That's going to add a lot to our shows. Excellent. Let's address the locker room. We'll do a team bonding. Strength relationship between Barbara and Blackwood, and Anderson and Kenzie Page. Ooh. Okay, cool. Right, well, you know how this goes. We'll get the show booked and I'll join you on the results page. Okay, in our pre-show match, we had Takumi Bamba and Suzuki take on Ryzen and Alma Jardine. Just a very basic work the crowd match. I'm hoping by putting Bamba with Suzu, we might be able to get some, star quality and wrestling ability sort of rub off onto him to boost him a tiny bit more. So Suzu got a 72, Baba got a 59, Jardine with the 17, and Ryzen with the 29, and Carl Anderson made his debut as our colour commentator. Wrestling rating of 44 and a segment rating of 55. In our first match of the main show, Femme Fatale would defeat Alex Garcia and the Hall Sisters, a wrestling rating of 50 and a segment rating of 59. Lisa Hall with the 50, Bambi Hall with the 57, Alex Garcia with the 47, Rebecca with the 46, Gigi Ray with the 37, and Kenzie Page with the 67. Once again, Bambi Hall, the second best wrestler in the match. We might have to give her a big old push. We then get Kathy Kelly interview Kenzie Page, the leader of Femme Fatale, who says that they will not be overlooked. Now that Valkyrie has defeated them all, they're not done, they still want the title, they will not be overshadowed by any other people. We then get Drexel come out to claim that he will systematically destroy what he created, in which Gia Miller comes out with the body bag that he infamously would put people in, such as Mike Seidel, and she claims she's going to bury him once and for all. This got a nice little segment rating of 46, I'm happy with that. We then get Ricky Knight Jr. just decimate Baron Black in 8 minutes. 54 wrestling rating and a 38 segment rating. Ricky Knight Jr. got a 50, Baron Black with the 19. Ricky Knight Jr. unfortunately off his game, but it's nice that our column commentary gave this match a boost now. We then have Ricky Knight Jr. state that he will take on Baba for the junior heavyweight title at the next show. We then, when it loads, have all members of the circus and the disciples caught brawling backstage. Interesting to see how this match plays out. We then cut to the Cook Brothers taking on the Midnight Heat, in which the Midnight Heat would win in 10 minutes. A wrestling rating of 44 and a segment rating of 51. Brian Cook got a 38, Kevin Cook got a 34, Eddie Pearl with the 54, and Ricky Gibson with the 50. Both teams got the nice little tag team specialist bonus. We then cut to the back where Chris Ridgway and Kevin Blackwood are being interviewed by Kathy Kelly. Kevin Blackwood obviously very unhappy that Chris Ridgway screwed over Ultrasonic to win the titles, in which Ridgway says that Blackwood should be very grateful that he made him the first ever double champ in classic championship wrestling history, and without him, he would never have taken the belts off of Ultrasonic or challenged his friend Baba for the junior heavyweight title. So that Blackwood should be thanking Ridgway, but he also makes it clear that he still wants his heavyweight title. This then leads into their first match since winning the belts together, in which they would defeat Robert Martin and Royce Isaacs in 12 minutes. Wrestling rating of 50 and a segment rating of 57. Chris Ridgway got 63, Kevin Blackwood got 68, Isaacs got 44, and Marta got a 22. Kevin Blackwood shone in this match. We then cut to the back, where Swoggle is telling Prawn Patrol that they've really lost their touch recently, and that he's disappointing in every single one of them. They should have solved the case of who Kid Lycos 2 is by now, but they just haven't. We then get Valkyrie taking on Abandon in a 10-minute match. Wrestling rating of 45 and a segment rating of 51. Valkyrie got 57, Abandon got 33. And then post-match, Ashley Flair would appear, and she is the number 1 contender for Valkyrie's Women's World title. And in our post-show, we had Ida Bradley take on Thekla, in which Thekla would win in 6 minutes. Just trying to get Ida Bradley some matches, try and boost her skills a little bit. She got 16 rating, Thekla got 60. So overall, 38 wrestling rating and a 38 segment rating. So, increased our popularity in 24 regions, which is always nice. It's overall show of 51. This is still an issue, but I don't want to boost ourselves up too quick. I want to make sure we're actually self-sufficient money-wise. So let's address the locker room. We'll give it to Ashley Flair to make her happy. I think Bambi Hall deserves it. I've just seen her name, and she was a star performer tonight. And who was the other star performer? It was Kenzie Page. Oh, there we go, Kenzie Page. So seemed pleased, was pleased. Financial report, we actually lost $800 on that. Not the worst though, because we did stack it full of workers. Not that worried. Popularity recap, hey, look at the boost we're getting now. So we're up to a 40 in the Midwest and a 46 in the Northwest. Tickets for these shows are going to go crazy soon. Okay, so the day after the show, and something I missed is that AEW have vacated the international title because Daniel Bryan has been signed by the WWE again. So good for him. Valkyrie opinion, Hanako's going to be a star. We are pushing her, I promise. 18,000 viewers overall, not bad. I do want to come into our finances in general. We're still £2,000 up. I'll take that. I'm very, very happy with that still. Where merchandise? How are we doing with this? We are going rapid as well, so that's good. So that boosts up quick as well. So I'm not too worried. I don't think we're over expanding too quick. I just don't want to bump these up anymore yet unless I really, really have to, which I don't think I do. Now that we have expanded though, is there any other networks that will now talk to us? High spots, they're not better than Internet Wrestling TV. So why would I move here? Yeah, we're better off on what we're on. Cool. Okay, it's time for our show at the end of the month, which is Betrayal. We've done People the Night Off. Let's get this in the Northwest. Finalize our broadcasters as always. Our booking team, we're going to save those points. Locker room incidents. So Blanc's been getting ribbed a little because of how much he started being influenced by Claudio Castiglione. Guess who's debuting tonight? Oh my god. Even when I don't show the night off, the game still ruins the surprises. Ian taking on some of his mannerisms. Castiglione as the relaxed personality is currently happy. Blanc as the professional personality is currently pleased. Well, good for them. Drexel came to you with a creative idea. Cool. D'Lo did training for Rebel Kell, Gigi Ray and Ida Bradley. And we did training for Russman, Josie and Crawdad. Carl Anson's brightened the backstage area by being simply cheerful and fun to be around. Castagnoli gave the locker room a lift with a crate of free drinks. Probably all coffee, since he's got a coffee company. Address the locker room. We'll do another team bonding. Oh god, there's so much. Okay, that's fine, whatever. Cool, right. You know how this goes. Get this booked during the results page. Okay, in our first match on the show, we had Lycos Jim defeat the American Guns and Infamy in a match that was designed to steal the show nice and early. So Kid Lycos 2 got a rating of 60, Kid Lycos a 53, Mike Santiago 28, Ethan HD a 41, Russman a 55 and Josie a 36. Lots of great chemistry going on amongst the teams. Wrestling rating 45 and a segment rating of 53, not bad at all. We then cut to the back where once again the circus disciples and the circus and the disciples are once again just brawling throughout the arena. You know, security can't hold them back. Got Gia Miller just screeching in the background. We then get Suzu taking on Hanako. Suzu with the 81, Hanako with the 46, a wrestling rating of 63 and a segment rating of 66. Suzu does get the win here, and the camera follows her to the back as she is ambushed by all 3 members of Femme Fatale who have promised to take out every woman they have to in Classic Championship Wrestling to get their hands on that title, despite losing every title match they've had so far. We then get Takumi Baba taking on Ricky Knight Jr. for the Junior Heavyweight title. Baba would get the win in 12 minutes to retain his title. A wrestling rating of 60 and a segment rating of 64. Baba got a 62 and Ricky Knight Jr. got a 58. However, post-match, Roderick Strong would debut and attack Takumi Baba, holding the title above his head, stating his claim to be the next Junior Heavyweight Champion. We then get Brother Devon come out, who announces that the higher-ups in Classic Championship Wrestling are fed up of everyone just running rampant, and he introduces the new commissioner of Classic Championship Wrestling, Randy Orton, who claims that he has full permission at any point, if control starts being lost, he can hit everyone with those 3 letters of an RKO. We then get our heavyweight title match where Kevin Blackwood is defending the title against King Cash and Cody Chun. This was just basically a match to get the title defended so it doesn't start losing prestige. Wrestling rating of 38 and a segment rating of 44. Kevin Blackwood with the 49, Cody Chun with the 41 and King Cash with the 23. This might be Kevin Blackwood's worst performance in a while. In a special singles matchup, we have Claudio Castagnoli taking on Tetsuya Naito. Naito got a 44, Castagnoli got a 64, a wrestling rating of 54 and a segment rating of 60. This leads into our women's title match where Valkyrie would defeat Seiya Kamitiana. So wrestling rating of 59 and a segment rating of 66. Valkyrie got a 64 and Seiya got a 53. Defense number, when I can see it, 7 for Valkyrie. And then post-match, once again, Ashley Flair appears, basically saying that, well, that was an impressive showing by Valkyrie and she's held the title for a long time. She's only got 1 month left holding it before she takes it for herself. Overall show rating of 59, not bad. Increased our popularity in 24 regions again. So let's address the locker room. Let's keep good old Charlotte Flair happy. We'll praise Claudio as well. And who else did really... You know what, we'll give it to Roderick as well since he debuted. So everyone should be seemed pleased, yep. Financial report, we still made $12,000 from that show. Perfect. Popularity recap, we're getting there. Getting some nice numbers across the board now. Okay, it's the day after the show, so let's look at this. Ashley Flair opinion. Ricky Knight Jr. sells like crap. Cut him and find someone who knows how to actually work. Ooh, for owl. Okay, I thought Ricky Knight Jr.'s been doing really well for us. His basics are so good. Consistency. His selling is a little poor. Okay, I'll give her that. But overall, he's been really good for us, I think. Viewing figures of 20,000. Awesome. Chris Ridgway is back from All Japan. Eddie Kingston, maybe now we can bring him in. He refused to sign for us because he had his contract with All Japan starting. So let's do this. Perfect. Okay. Cool. Okay, and that's the end of the month, and it means the end of the episode. Joe Doan's return. That's nice. Let's check out all our stuff though. So our merchandise, so close to upgrading. So close. Check out our finances at the end of the month. We still made $17,000. Excellent, even with the upgrades. Still at $41,000, and that includes our new signings, which is perfect. So, we're in a really good spot here. Now, I'm really sorry this episode is shorter than meant to be, but yeah, these migraines have just been killing me off. But thank you so much for coming and watching. I really appreciate it. If you have enjoyed, please drop the episode a like. It helps us tremendously. And let us know of any suggestions you have for booking ideas, signings, tournaments, titles, all that fun stuff. I do read all the comments. I know it does sometimes take me a while to get through the comments, but between balancing this and my gaming channel, it does take a while. But alas, thank you so much. If you're new, please subscribe to the Wrestling Hideout as well. We've got everything for your wrestling needs, whether it's TEWs, other fantasy bookings, other wrestling games, podcasts, reviews, predictions, basically everything you could ever need. And hopefully we will see you in the next one. Bye guys.